buat yang brosur. Baik, Bapak Ibu semua, kita akan memulai webinar hari ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Salam.
Selamat pagi Bapak Ibu semua dan rekan-rekan yang telah hadir pada webinar kali ini. Ini adalah rangkaian Fiber Talk sesi ke-8 atau ke-9 ya, yang pada hari ini kita menghadirkan narasumber dari ZTE yang telah hadir di tengah-tengah kita, yaitu Bapak Luantian sebagai keynote speaker kita. Sebelum kita memulai briefing, sebelum kita memulai webinar pada hari ini, saya sampaikan beberapa hal yang perlu kita agar berjalannya webinar ini dengan tertib. Yang pertama, mohon untuk tidak menyalakan speaker Bapak Ibu atau memute speaker Bapak Ibu pada saat narasumber sedang menyampaikan materi. Untuk pertanyaan, Bapak Ibu dapat menyampaikan di kolom chat atau Bapak Ibu dapat menyampaikan langsung nanti ketika sesi tanya jawab. Kemudian saya ucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya karena telah menghadiri webinar kali ini dan juga webinar-webinar sebelumnya. Kita juga akan mengadakan webinar-webinar lainnya, jadi mohon Bapak Ibu tetap mengikuti kegiatan ini dan semoga bermanfaat. Baik, seperti yang tadi saya sampaikan bahwa kita di tengah-tengah kita sudah hadir narasumber dari ZTE, yaitu Bapak Luantian. Halo Mr. Luantian. Halo. Mr. Luantian, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Mr. Luantian, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity, and please introduce yourself. And I see that you brought some of your colleagues here, and okay, please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Luan Tian, the ODN product manager of ZTE. Today, it's a great honor to have this chance to share ZTE ODN solution and the cases with the telecom. Okay, so please next page. Today, we have two topics. Firstly, I will make a general introduction of ZTE ODN solutions. And for the second part, my workmate, Mr. Yang, will introduce the case in Mexico. Okay, so let's begin with the first part. Next page. For recent years, with the development of the internet service demand, the global broadband users has increased year by year. This figure shows that by the end of the year 2020, global broadband users has reached to 870 million, and the broadband user penetration rate have reached to the 41%. Although we know for the last 2 years due to the COVID-19, the global economy has been declined, but the broadband access market is developing at a so high speed, which we can see that it had triggered a large-scale FTTH optical fiber network construction and deployment. Next page. For the whole FTTH network, ODN is a very, very important part. Firstly, for the investment part, we can see the figures left. In some developed regions, such as Europe, we know that it has a quite high manpower cost. In this region, we can see for the ODN materials and the ODN construction, the cost account for more than 90% of the total FTTH cost. And even for some developing regions such as China, it has a relative lower manpower cost. The ODN materials and the OSP construction also account for more than 60% of the total cost. So for the investment part, ODN takes the largest part. And then we can see the figures right. It shows the whole period for the construction. We can see from the beginning, we need to do some survey and the network planning. And then we need to do some delivery of the products. And then for the network construction, we can see ODN almost covers the entire construction period of the whole FTTH network. So we can make a conclusion that the ODN is the most important part of the FTTH, both from the investment part and from the construction cycle. Okay, so next page. As the ODN plays a so important role in the FTTH network, so ZTE has started to focus on ODN products and solutions as early as 2006. And we have set up some dedicated teams to focus on the different part of the ODN, such as the product research and design team, the network planning team, the market supporting team, and the construction and the delivery teams. And now we have totally more than 400 engineers that focus on the different part of the ODN. And this page have shows the whole life cycle of the ODN. We can see at the beginning of the ODN life cycle, it is the planning and the design stage. At this stage, with some analysis model, ZTE can help the operators to do some identification of the high value errors. And we can also have some experts to help to provide some accurate high-level design, which we can help to do the material form accounting. And also we can cooperate with some subcons to provide a professional low-level designs that to the construction. And for the products stage, that we can provide a full series of the ODN products that covers all scenario from the central office to the outside plant and to the ISP part. And we can also provide the customer with the most suitable products and provide rapidly customization capabilities. And for the construction and the delivery period, we have a standard process for the construction and the delivery. And we also have construction management teams that with the rich experience in construction, and we can help the operators to efficiently complete the network deployment. And finally, for the network operation and maintenance period, based on some understanding of the fiber networks, we have developed intelligent fiber monitoring solutions which can help the customers to better manage the fiber network resource and perform troubleshooting more quickly. So for all the different period of the ODN solutions, that ZTE is committed to providing an end-to-end ODN solution. So next page. This page is about the planning. As we have introduction that ZTE can provide a professional ODN planning and design service. We have a unified planning platform, which is focused on the network survey information collection, and it can transform all the collection information in the electronic ways. And we can also make the network design based on the G system, so that we can provide accurate and suitable network planning. And we also have a strong expert team that we can, according to the coverage scenarios, to make some customization and to provide some most suitable network structures according to different requirements. And we can output the professional network coverage solution for the operators. Okay, so next page. In this page that shows ZTE can provide a full series of the ODN products to meet the requirements in different scenarios. In the central office, we can provide a series of the ODF, and we can also provide different type of splitters. And at the OSP site, we can provide different type of the OCC with the capacity from 144 to 576. And we also can provide the high density joint closures from the capacity 24 to the 916. And we also can provide different capacity ODB and the series of the pre-connectorized products. And also for all the types of the optical fiber cables. And at the ISP site, ZTE can provide the drop cables, the optical panel, and the fast assembling connectors. So you can see that we have the full series of the ODN products that can meet the diverse FTDX scenarios. Okay, so next page. For all of the ZTE ODN products that we have high quality, firstly, we have more than 5 manufacturer base that separately in Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and such as the Zhejiang province. And all of the ZTE ODN products have complied with the industrial mainstream standards, such as the ISO standard, the CE, and the RoHS standard of the Europe. And also, we have very, very strictly quality controls that we have some testing lab to test all the ODN materials. And we also have a quality management debugger that to ensure the material quality and the construction qualities. So next page. This is for the delivery. ZTE have an extensive network deployment experience, and we can support different type of the project delivery mode. The first layer is the product purchase. For this mode that we can provide some ODM materials separately to meet the different technical requirements. And the second mode is that the product integration. For this mode that we can, according to the coverage scenario, to provide a completely set of ODM material solutions that to ensure all the material are matched and meet the requirements of the application scenario. And the third mode is the turnkey deliveries. Also, we can provide a one-stop turnkey service that including the product delivery and also including the constructions. So for this mode that we can provide an entire network to the operator. So next page. In this page that we have showed some experience in the turnkey project. By the year 2020, we have already cooperated with more than 30 operators, and we have already delivered for more than 50 turnkey projects. And such as the operator True in Thailand, and the MPT in Myanmar, the Open Fiber in Italy, and the MPN in South Africa, and so on. Now we have already deployed for more than 20 million turnkey home pass lines for the global ODN construction. So we have a rich experience, and we can provide a high quality turnkey project. Okay, so next page. In this page, we want to introduce our e-monitor solutions, which is focused on the operation and maintenance. As we know that the traditional for the optical fiber network, it is the passive. So for the network, all the resources is dark. It means that it's quite hard to monitoring and do the troubleshooting. So to face this problem, that we have developed the e-monitor solution. The e-monitor is a dedicated platform that for the real-time optical fiber performance monitoring, that it can enable fast, accurate fiber fault locations. The e-monitor solutions mainly include 3 parts. Firstly is the EMU hardware. It is the test platform that integrated the functions of the OTDR, the optical switch, and the WDM to send the test optical wavelengths to the network. It can realize to monitor the network and location the fault within 10 minutes, 10 seconds, and with the accuracy for 1 meter. The e-monitor is focused on the fiber monitoring, so it is not only can use it in the access network, but also can deploy it in the backbone, metro, or other fiber networks. And the second part is the server. It is the software platform that's for the configure it and manage the hardware. It achieves the functions such as the collection and analysis of the fiber test data and do the test control. The server have a health database. When we finish the network construction, the monitor will test the whole network and storage the whole network health database information. So when the following, when we do the monitoring for the whole network, it can make the comparison between the test wavelengths and the health database to make the analysis of the data and to output the fault location and the fault tab. And the server also can communicate with the other platforms by the northbound interface, such as it can communicate with the service provision system, so it can generate the work order and to get the network maintenance. And it also can communicate with the resource management system to send some storage and the test data, and also can connect to the GIS system so that we can see the fault location on the GIS map. And it also can communicate with the alarm center. So it can send the alarm to the alarm center and to trigger the test. And the third part of the e-monitor solution is the apps. The apps is used for the engineers. It can be installed in the mobile phone. The engineers can use the apps to connect to the server, and so it can use the apps to control all the tests. And it also can present the test result to on the phone, so that can help the engineers to quickly find the fault. E-monitor help the maintainers to realize the real-time fault location and realize efficient troubleshooting. Okay, so next page. So for the first part, I have made a general introduction of the ZTE ODN solutions which we can focus on the whole series of the ODN different parts, from the planning design to the product delivery and to the construction and to the operation and the maintenance. And for the following second part, my workmate, Mr. Yang, will share a case in Mexico.
Okay, next page, please. Hello, everyone. I'm Yang from ZTE FM product marketing and solution team. I'm glad to share I was a successful story of Mexico IZZI. I will focus on the pre-connectorized solution, because for the solution of the Mexico IZZI, they want to build the ODN network as soon as possible. That means they want to short the construction time. So IZZI is a part of Group Televisa. Group Televisa has been the most important provides the pay TV. The number of IZZI 3.5 million cable TV users. IZZI had planned to replace the cable network with FTTH to provide better broadband services. Next page, please. ZTE had completed 5,800 kilometer OSP construction, including design and engineering. ZTE used the pre-connectorized solution to speed up the construction process. The optical distribution box in the distribution and drop network use a pre-connectorized products, which is splicing free. The pre-connectorized solution is composed by 4 levels cascaded pre-connected ODB. We can see the first 3 ODB is pre-installed with a 1-to-2 uneven splitter and a 1-to-8 splitter. And the last one pre-installed with a 1-to-8 splitter. The splitting ratio of each PAM port is 1-to-32. Because the 4 level cascading, each level with 1-to-8 splitter, and the 4 level, that means can be reached 1-to-32. Each ODB is cascaded by 1 core pre-connected cable. That means just 1 core cable. It can be a round cable or a figure 8 cable, whatever. It's based on the depend on the requirement of the customer. The distance of the distribution and the drop network is no more than 1 kilometer. We can see in this picture, at the distribution and the drop part, the long distance is not more than 1 kilometer. In additional solution, we need to use 24 cross branch cable to cover the street beside the main street. The pre-connectorized solution just use 1 core cable cascading 4 level box to cover this area. Next page, please. ZTE pre-connectorized solution makes the network construction more efficient, saving 30% of the construction time and saving human cost. The pre-connectorized solution uses optical distribution network and optical cables with prefectable connectors to replace the traditional optical cable splicing. That means splicing free. During network deployment, you don't need to perform complicated splicing operation, just plug and play. This is a great saving network deployment time, reduce labor cost, and improve network deployment efficiency. Because it's the skill of the technician didn't need to have a splicing skill, so it's the labor cost will reduce. The traditional pre-connectorized solution only uses pre-connectorized product as the drop network. The full pre-connectorized solution uses pre-connectorized products in both the distribution network and the drop network. With the full pre-connected solution with few splicing points and the higher construction efficiency. So ZTE has a full range of pre-connected products. It can be applicable to indoor and outdoor scenarios. Next page, please. ZTE pre-connectorized products include ODB hub. We name Fab-H series used for hub. It can be installed with 1-to-2 splitter and depend on the requirement. And ODB cascaded series of Fab-X series used for outdoor cascading solution, and ODB indoor Fab-I series used for indoor solution. So we have 3 types of different as different point as a distribution part as a drop segment. So and the indoor outdoor. So we have full series of product. So far, ZTE has achieved the R&D and commercial use of full series of pre-connectorized products. The outdoor pre-connectorized product meets the IP68 protection level. The outdoor series can be used for outdoor deployment scenarios such as aerial scenario and manhole scenario and indoor scenario. The indoor series can be used for indoor wall-mounted installation and deployment to meet the deployment requirement of different scenario. Next page, please. The cascaded cable and the drop cable can be configured with different lengths, such as 50 meter, 80 meter, 100 meter, 150 meter, and so on. It can more than 200 meter. The cable can be self-supporting to multiple by 5 millimeter figure 8 cable or 5 millimeter round cable. It depends on the requirement of the customer. The plug-in operation is very simple. Spot blend insertion, self-locking. First, remove anti-dust cap and plug the connector in the socket. If the connector direction is wrong, the connector can't be inserted, so it can blend insertion and self-locking. Next page. ZTE help Mexico easily rapid deploy FTTX network. Pre-characterized solution rapid deployment of ODN improves the market share of IZZI. ZTE pre-characterized solution improves the service provision efficiency and customer satisfaction. Why the operator in South America choose the pre-characterized solution? The splicing skill of the technician in South America is not very good, with lower reliability of splicing. For example, if they splicing 100 pounds, there may be 10 pounds need to be reworked, so resulting in high construction cost for traditional solution. And for the pre-connected solution, it's just a plug and play. And at the O&M, operation and maintenance period, you just need to change the cable and the box, and no need to open the like the traditional solution. You need to open the box, installation the splitter, and do the splicing. So it's not needed in the pre-connected solution. Furthermore, because the splitter is pre-installed in the pre-connected ODB, the port number of the splitter corresponds to the port number of the pre-connected ODB one by one. So we can use the QR code and the barcode to identify the box and the ports. Then it can achieve intelligent obtain the port connection relationship from OLT to the splitter to the ONT. So it can automatically show the topology of the ODN from OLT to ONT. Next page, please. In March 2022, ZTE pre-connected solution have received Light Wave Innovation Reviews high scores in recognition of ZTE's leading position in the optical communication field. ZTE pre-connected ODN solution includes a series of pre-connected boxes for indoor and outdoor optical nodes and prefactable optical cable in replacement of traditional complicated fiber fusion splicing. The innovation connection of prefabricated optical cable make fiber splicing easy and improve construction efficient. This solution also boasts the industry's first pre-characterized connector and spot blend insert and self-lock. Thanks to its modular design, the solution offers all-weather deployment and ensure easy operation and more flexible networking. That's all my introduction. Thank you.
Okay, Thank you, Pak. Untuk Bapak-Bapak audiens, silakan jika ada yang ingin ditanyakan, mohon disampaikan di kolom chat. Okay, Pak Lontian, I have a few questions for you. First, in the beginning, you mentioned about high value area recognition. Can you explain more about this, about high value area recognition?
Sorry, it's not clear. Can you pardon, please?
No, not clear. My voice not clear.
Maybe because of the bandwidth.
Okay, now it's clear.
So can you repeat this?
Okay. In the beginning, I noticed there is a high value area recognition. Can you explain more about this? What is the high value area recognition, and how do you determine which area is high value and which area are not high value?
So you mean that for the planning and the design period, so how to identify the high value of the region, right?
Yes, yes.
Actually, we have some analysis models such as we can get some information about the salary for some one region, and also we can get some status of the such as the electronic cost and also the mobile phone bandwidth cost for one area, and we can use this data to make some analysis to find for which region that it have a high potential for the broadband requirements to show that to identify the high value area.
Okay. So for the area which is a high value, are you, technologically speaking, do you make special configuration in that area, or the deployment strategy is different in high value area?
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Okay. I will repeat the question. So after you determine the which area is high value, is there any special treatment for that area, or technologically speaking, is there any special deployment technique that will be used in those potential area?
”就是说那个高价值区域决定确定了之后，你们还有没有一些那个工具或者是那个其他的一些技术去对那些未来的可以转化为高价值区域做一个区分和一些想法？
这个就是他们问你怎么去区别对待这个高价值区域？
怎么答？能听懂他的问题，就是我们要想要怎么来回答的。
For the high value area, because that means high value area, that means a lot of users will be connected to the broadband, and that means so the home pass, the ODN design for the home pass, this part is will home pass and the home connected ratio will be different for the high value area. For example, for the normal area, the home pass just about 18 or also 15%, and for the high value area, maybe the home pass maybe achieve 18%, like that. So that means will be placed for the ODN design, will be placed more connector points access point, which we will deployment a lot of ODP at this area, like this.
Okay, thank you, Pak. I have a question from Mr. Hendrik about the ODN fiber monitoring. Can your system see through the splitters to see event behind the splitters? Thank you.
It depends on the event, because this event is different, such as the cut and the broken and the curve. So if the split ratio just at the first level, so for example 1:2 split ratio, behind this part, our monitor can find the fault. But if it's depend on the reflection, how to say, the strength of the reflection is if the strength of the reflection is not strong enough, and the split ratio is, for example, it's already reached 1:32. For this part, the opportunity of find the fault is difficult, but it depends on the, how to say.
Okay, but I have the next question here.
Return ratio.
Yeah, Pak.
It depends on the return ratio, and for this parameter, if this parameter can achieve more than 40 dB, then the opportunity to find the fault is much higher.
Okay.
Return loss.
Okay, but so for maintenance activity, what kind of what kind of activity that you do to maintain the quality of the network? In which case the physical network is keep at a certain level.
Sorry, I can't get your point.
Okay, I will repeat. For the maintenance activity, what kind of activities that you do to make sure that the quality of the network, in which case the physical network, is kept at the certain level so that it won't so the trouble won't happen a lot.
So your question is that about what activities that we can do to make sure that we can have a fast troubleshooting, right?
Yes, exactly.
Actually, as this page shows that we have used the monitor platforms, and the hardware part, it can send test wavelengths to the whole networks. And then it also can send back, return back wavelengths to the platform. And when we receive the wavelengths, that we can make analysis in the software part, and it can compare with the health database to see whether there is a fault, and also it can make the analysis to tell the maintainers that what type of the fault is, so it can have a real time to feed back all the fault location and the fault type to the engineers, and so the engineer can fast do the troubleshooting work.
Okay. So everything is monitored on this system, right? You or do you also do a physical routine check on the field?
No need to on the field to do the physical insertion. This platform is already connected to the whole network. It's like this. After the OLT, we can use the patch cord to connect the OLT, and one side connect the OLT and the other connect to the EUMU platform. And then the platform can connect to the ODN network. So it is real-time connected to the whole networks and real-time do the testing work.
Okay, Pak. For next question, so far in deploying the network, is there any particular challenges that you always face, and how do you conquer that challenge?
How to say?
Mas Irfan, punten bisa saya bantu kali ya?
Ya, silakan Pak.
Halo bro, Liatuan. Hello bro.
Hello.
Yeah, the question is like this, bro. Is there any problem when you do the deployment, especially on our use case at Mexico, and what we have done to solve all of the problem when we do the deployment for FTTH at Mexico, bro?
For the turnkey project, the third-party cooperation is very important. So we need to manage the whole process to do the construction. And if you didn't have a third-party cooperator, it's very difficult to perform the construction. So first we make the ODN design, and after that we must adjust the design based on the real conditions. So because the different area with the different scenarios, so maybe we need to adjust our ODN design plan. So if you have the good third-party cooperation, that will be helpful to our product process.
And for additionals, I want to share two difficulties that we have faced in the Mexico project. First is that for the Mexico IZZI, as we know that IZZI is a cable TV operator. That means it already have a lot of users, and IZZI want to change their network from the copper to the optical fibers to face the challenge of the other operators. So that means it needs a very fast or quickly solution that can help them to transform their networks. It is not a new build network. It needs to change the network. So for this project, we help them to provide our pre-connectorized solution. With this solution, that we can improve the deployment efficiency so that can meet their requirements to the deployment. And the second difficulty is that we know that in Mexico, the right-of-way is a big problem. Sometimes they need to pay a lot of money to set their such as their optical cross-connected cabinet on the road. So for this project, we select some we use some high-density joint closer to replace the cabinet. We know that the joint closure can be deployed underground. So when we underground use it, it is no problem of the right-of-way. So it can help the operators to save some cost for the right-of-way and also can improve the efficiency to deploy the network.
Okay, thank you, Pak. For the next question, so in the case of Mexico or IZZI, what is the role of ZTE? Is it from planning and design to deployment, or only the deployment part of the network infrastructure?
It's a turnkey project, including survey, ODN design, access to road construction. So it's all included. It's a turnkey project.
So, bro, means that all of the design until the deployment are due by ZTE, right?
Yeah.
Next question. Ya, Pak.
Oh enggak Pak, tadi saya coba bantu jelaskan bahwa untuk kerjasama kita dengan IZZI itu kita memang end to end, mulai dari desain sampai deployment itu semuanya dilakukan sama ZTE, Pak.
Oh ya, siapa? Okay, thank you, Pak Dika. And next, for the pre-connectorized, this is not using splicer or fusion splicing. How is the quality? Can you share the data proven this way?
Normally for the
maybe the performance of
Sorry, I can't hear you. It's not clear.
Okay, bro, let me help ya. There is one question for our pre-connectorized system, bro. Since we are not using the fusion splicing, and how but the
so the question is how is
ya silakan dilanjut Pak.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, I think I have an internet problem, Pak. Please wait.
Question.
Sorry, the signal is not good. So can you repeat the question?
Okay, sorry. So ZTE using pre-connectorized, right, for the installation, not not using fusion splicer. So how is the performance of or the quality of using pre-connectorized?
Normally for the splicing, the insert loss is just 0.1 dB, and for the pre-connected connector, is the insert loss is about 1.22 dB. So it's a little bigger than the splicing, but as you know, as I said, as you know, for the traditional ODB, you need to do the splicing and open the box, installation the splitter, and do the splicing on the field. So it will cost a lot of time. And as I said before, that the scale of the technique is it depends on the scale of the technique. For example, in the North America, their technique splicing 100 pounds, and maybe 10 pounds will be rework. So it will cost much than the pre-connected solution. And the pre-connected solution just plug and play. So maybe it's the insert loss will larger than the splicing, but the connector is much reliable than the traditional one.
Okay. Pak, untuk for the deployment, there is a vertical area and horizontal area, right? So is there any different technique or different equipment that you use in each case?
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yes. So for network deployment, there is a case for the vertical area or also horizontal area. Vertical is like high-rise building. And is there any specific method or techniques that you use to install in each case, or is there any different type of equipment that you use in each case?
Yes. For the high-rise building, for example, maybe we need to use the indoor fiber eye, this type of pre-connected ODB. That means we can deploy the fiber eye in different layer and to connect the end user. And for the outdoor scenario, we must use the Fiber X and Fiber H. Fiber H is used for the terminate the cable, such as 24 course cable, and after the distribution and the drop network, we just use one core cable to cascading this ODB. So different scenario, we will use different products, pre-connected products is depend on the different scenario. It's depend on the ODN design, such as if for this area, if the end users, the high density end user, then we will deploy more ODBs, more number of the ODBs, and if for the if the area with less users, then maybe the connect the distance between each ODB will much longer. So it's just the ODN design ruler. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, and for the next question, for pre-connectorized, potentially could make the network messy. So, how to indicate the needs of spans? If provides so many types of spans, then potentially problems in materials manage and logistic, isn't it?
Sorry, the signal is not very good.
Okay. So the question is, for pre-connectorized, it could potentially make the network messy. So how to indicate the needs of spans? And if provides so many types of spans, then potentially problems arise in materials management and logistics, right?
Yeah.
So how do you manage the potentially messy networks in using the pre-connectorized?
For the product type, is yes, because for the job part, maybe for the distribution and job segment, maybe you need more product type. For this solution, you can see we need 2-3 type of box. For the traditional one, we just use one box. But this is yeah, but I think this how to say, compare with the traditional one, you need to do the splicing, and I think do the splicing will need the more labor cost and more construction time. So we recommend to use the pre-categorized solution, just plug and play. But in fact, the product type will be more than the traditional one. But if you can manage the well, I think it's a little. It's not a.
Oke, thank you Pak for your answer. Atau Pak Dika, ada yang ingin ditambahkan Pak? Silakan.
Ya, jadi begini Pak, terkait pertanyaan yang tadi memang betul Pak, secara product type yang digunakan untuk deployment IZZI di Meksiko ini kan memang cukup banyak ya, terkait dengan skema pre-connectorized kita ini gitu. Cuman memang kita itu memang dibentuk tim deployment untuk deploy di Meksiko ini sesuai dengan fungsinya. Let's say misalnya untuk manajemen inventory terkait item-item yang memang harus di-provide untuk ini gitu Pak. Salah satu solusinya adalah yaitu kita memang membentuk tim yang bisa mengkontrol kebutuhan apa aja gitu Pak yang memang dibutuhkan, seperti itu.
Provide solution gitu ya Pak ya?
Iya betul. Karena kan kita juga harus sebelum kita deploy kita harus analisa dulu nih Pak terkait sistem yang kita deploy itu seperti apa. Nah, dengan itu kita bisa membentuk tim apa aja yang memang dibutuhkan gitu. Untuk meminimalisir resiko itu gitu, Pak.
Baik, Pak Dika, terima kasih. Saya rasa sudah tidak ada pertanyaan ya, Pak.
Baik, kalau begitu Mas Irfan.
Baik, mungkin kita bisa akhiri webinar kali ini. Terima kasih banyak untuk Pak Dika. Thank you for Mr. Watian and for other colleges in ZTE. I hope this sharing will be benefit for all of us. And terima kasih juga untuk Bapak-Bapak audiens atas partisipasinya. dan juga atas pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang telah disampaikan pada webinar kali ini. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih. Mohon maaf jika ada yang kurang berkenan dari webinar kali ini. Mungkin saya langsung tutup saja, Pak Dika, atau ada yang ingin disampaikan closing statement dari ZTE, silakan.
Ya, sebelumnya terima kasih banyak Pak atas kesempatannya untuk bisa sharing terkait deployment FTTH kita di Meksiko. Semoga bermanfaat Pak. Semoga bisa ada yang diambil lah untuk perbandingan deployment di Indonesia Pak. Seperti itu saja mungkin Pak dari ZTE dan tim Pak. Terima kasih banyak.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Dika. Mungkin saya akhiri Zoom meeting, Zoom webinar hari ini. Terima kasih banyak atas atensinya. Sekali lagi, saya akhiri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih. Thank you.
Terima kasih Pak.
Ya.